This message is about making fun of Chinese people, and somebody who's Chinese American sent me this message, and I'm gonna read the message and express, share what he feels, and just also share how I feel about it. I literally lost my job over this stuff. I mean, as a fully grown adult, being a former police officer, I had to deal with it, at work. People, you know, making fun of the language, and then me feeling a certain way about it, and then voicing my disapproval. I ended up sending an email to the person, and they took that as a threat that I was gonna file a formal complaint or something, but that wasn't the case. I just wanted to let the person know that I didn't appreciate, um, you know, them making fun of, my race and things like that. But these are the things that become barriers towards our unity, you know, when we put down other cultures and people, and we think nothing of it, and stuff like this has to be made aware of, and I think by me making this video, it might help people be better respectful if they ever encounter a Chinese person out there, in which to show better respect, and how saying certain things could negatively affect how they feel. So I'm gonna read this message real quick. I would like to talk to you about English dubbing over Asian languages as a form of ridicule towards Asians, putting them down without anybody knowing, having it seep into our subconscious, resulting in people, except for those of who know better, seep into public consciousness that this ridicule is okay, and it isn't. Watching history documentaries or political arenas and news, everybody except Asians who are voiced over in English, interpreters or speakers spoke normally. But with Asian, they are cartoonish, zany, out of this world voice. They talk about Asians, taught to Asians as if talking to children and old people. For example, in the video game Dynasty Warriors, there were actors who spoke with terrible English, with bad grammar, pronunciations and all. If you look at the credits and see the names of the actors, I doubt their English was that poor. This is what I think is garbage. If any speaker or actor who speaks for Asians in film, news, presentations, or documentaries, I want them to speak normally. It is so hard to give Asians respect when they give many others respect. That's why I prefer Asian films in its original language. I'd rather not understand what is said if people are going to make a mockery. I'm passionate about the martial arts since I was very young. I started practicing learning at the age of 14. I started my new passion in studying foreign language and cultures when I was a senior in high school. I'm now a senior in my university. In my freshman year, my history teacher showed us a documentary on Chinese history. My whole class laughed when they heard Chinese, probably for the first time. And again with the same teacher, when she showed us clips from Hero, the class clowns laughed very loud over the kids who are laughing at the same time. I'm sorry for the long message, Sifu. I very much would like you to put my issue out there. Nobody seemed to notice, obviously, when there's so much out there, and this has been going on like for a long time. I believe you understand Chinese language somewhat, and know certain things can only be expressed in its original language. Take Hong Kong movies, for example. The original natural humor is taken out when translated, then dubbed over. With subtitle version, at least the original language is retained, and you can feel actors' energy even if you don't understand. Alright, so that's what he said. And I think it's just good for people to be aware. That's why I originally stopped speaking in my language. my mom would speak it to me mainly, my parents at home, and then at the age of 5, I immediately encountered racism, and the person was making fun of, the way I looked, and, the language, and it still happens to this day, even as an adult. I still encounter it, so this is something I want people to be aware of, and hopefully this video could help people just have a little bit more respect.